Okay, so today is actually the day one of our 30-day challenge, which is actually known as the Fearless Visibility Sprint. Okay, it will be a Fearless Visibility Sprint. We'll be running it for 30 days, and today is actually the day one. So, the topic of today that I will be discussing with you guys would be regarding the real reason you are hiding online. So that's really an interesting topic and would love to actually share my insights regarding that. But before moving ahead, I would be more than happy to share a little intro so that you can actually resonate with me what I would like to say with you. So I worked with a couple of introverted entrepreneurs previously through one-on-one coaching, and probably the reason that I see that usually introverted entrepreneurs face is that they want to show up online. They want to post, they want to talk, they want to build a network. But the reason behind the thing is like they are not doing that stuff. And what may make them every time they think about it, they freeze. They're not able to take certain kind of an action. We'll be discussing about that. But what I personally feel is like it's not about just fear of judgment. It's something deeper. Okay? Let's uncover that out. So, before proceeding ahead, who am I? I would like to share a short intro about mine as well so that you can actually understand me as well. I am Talha and I'm actually a biomedical engineer transitioned towards digital coaching, running my own venture named as Speak Up Academy, where I'm helping introverted entrepreneurs just like you how you can master your confidence and how you can be more like convince more effectively to others in the best way possible. How you can communicate effectively. That really matters in the today's era. We'll be discussing about that. So that's a little bit about me. And like regarding the thing that I would like to discuss, as I mentioned, is the real reason you are hiding online. Let's discuss the first part. The first part that I would like to share with you is you you overthink more than you act. You overthink more than you act. Whenever you're actually proceeding towards an online space or anything you are actually starting out, you tend to do it in a way that you seek perfectionism, and you tend to do it in a way that you try to overthink a lot but you're not executing the work that is actually required. So you're planning the perfect post or video, but you're not posting it out. Let me know in the chat box if that happens to you. If that happens to you, that you are looking to post the video, the any sort of content that you actually created, but you are shy. You are thinking that either this will be working for the people or not, or you might be thinking about this thing that people will be judging me. If that's actually the case, type yes in the chat box. Love to know that. And I would be more than happy to see the people who are vulnerable. Okay, because I also been in that position, and I was actually an introverted entrepreneur. I did not actually like communicating with others, showing up online, and I actually had a lot of technical glitches as well, which is actually the part of syllabus, part of life that it usually happens. But the thing is, how you are like resilient in that thing in order to proceed ahead. That really matters. So, action builds confidence, not more thinking. If you see the people who are actually not like people who are actually in a stress or people who are complaining a lot, usually those are not taking action. If we talk about 2025, 2026, 2027, if we talk with them in 2027, they are still the same as they are now. So there's no change. Why? Because they didn't actually take an action. So I actually ask you a question. If you're not taking any sort of an action, what do you expect from yourself that will you be improved? Type yes or no in the chat box. Will you be improved or not? So I'd have loved to actually have your interaction so that I totally understand that you are actually speaking, you are actually understanding with me and you are going with the flow. So that's the thing. You need to actually ask this question to yourself, that if you are not showing up, how you are able to bring in the trust to other clients, to your targeted customers, to your targeted audience. Okay. And trust me when I'm actually saying, no one is actually looking for perfection. The people who are actually looking for is how you actually show up. Difficult times, there are difficult times. But the thing is, how we are actually being resilient to that. That is something that's really, really important. Okay. So that's actually the number one point that I would like to actually add up over here. Okay. Type understood in the chat box if you actually understood the first point. Okay. Let's proceed towards the head. So the second point that I would like to elaborate over here is that you're waiting to feel ready. You're like not taking action, and the real reason you are not taking action is that you're waiting. You're waiting for the people to like appreciate you, to acknowledge you, and then you move ahead. You're seeking outer validation. Okay, type yes in the chat box if you actually agree on this, that you are seeking outer validation and not taking action because you don't believe in yourself. If that's actually the scenario, type OV in the chat box, outer validation. This is something that really major problem of the people. If they want to do something but they are relying on other person, if the other person is actually understanding their stuff, then definitely they will be taking action. If that is actually not the scenario, then they won't be actually moving forward. So that's actually the real problem. So what we need to do in that regard, you need to actually ask, you need to actually tell yourself the truth. Hey man, I'm imperfect, I'm built imperfect, everybody is imperfect, I need to actually take an action. And if you tell yourself that I will show up when I'm confident, then you won't show up. Because what is actually the truth? The truth is confidence comes after you show up, not before. Type aha in the chat box if you actually love that. Because these are actually truths that you need to actually ask yourself. That you need to actually counsel yourself. Okay? So that's actually the thing. So the last point that I will actually add over here, that would be, you care too much about getting it right. Type resonate or type R in the chat box if actually resonating, if this point is actually resonating with you. That you care too much about getting it right. You want something that people don't criticize about. You want any sort of a stuff in a way that you feel like you are risk free. People don't say hate comments about you. You want an ideal environment. But what is actually the reality? If we talk about the reality, there might be people who are actually watching this, and I'm totally fine with that. If that is actually not resonating with them, they can actually quit this. But the thing is, not I'm perfect, not you are perfect. The only thing is how you are tackling this challenges and how you're actually moving forward. Okay, so you're thinking too much, you're caring too much about the perfectionism part, that the people will be saying this, people saying that, and you're judging a lot behind the stuff. You're not doing action, you're not taking action, you're just judging. And based on your judgment, you are actually judging other people. And you don't know about this thing. Either they are like thinking the same way as you are actually thinking. It's just a kind of like belief system that you actually created in your head. Type agree in the chat box if you agree on this, that we tend to be controlled by our belief system. If that's the stereotype, agree in the chat box. We tend to be controlled by our belief system. Whatever we believe, we conceive, and definitely we achieve. So, if that's the scenario, then what we need to do? How we can actually come out of it? Well, I have a solution for you. And that is, whenever you're actually looking forward towards taking an action and moving forward and making things like making things work out, first of all, seek perfection. And second thing is, you will be having a scarcity mindset, or you're having a fear in your head that if you made a mistake, or you sound awkward, or you sound weird, what people will be thinking about me. You have to change its perspective towards this thing, that how can I connect in real terms with the people by not being perfect? How can I build my story and resonate my story with other peers in the best way possible, so that they can resonate, they can understand my message, my internal message. Okay, so that's how you improve your living. There's no shortcut. Obviously, you have to improve while taking action. I was like checking out my previous videos that I actually made. Not these one, previous videos back in 2022, back in 2021. And I usually like actively take part in the workshops. And somehow I actually do the homeworks. I love Tony Robbins, and he is actually my favorite mentor as well. So I usually do like try to do the homeworks, and that was more likely like if I attended the session from like I attended the session till 30 minutes or 40 minutes or 50 minutes. There's a kind of an activity that they share that after attending the session, like let's put day 1 or day 2 or day 3 or whatsoever is the scenario, they say that go ahead, go live, and then share what you have learned today. What you have learned today. A single message. And I remember it was 2 a.m. in Pakistan, and in UK, I guess that is actually the evening time, probably. But 2 a.m. I was like, I was feeling dizzy, and I was basically in a sleep state. But I did take the action. And I was so excited when I spoke about sharing that. I recorded the video, way like 15 to 20 times. Like recorded and deleted, recorded and deleted. And then eventually I made a live video, and then I sleep. And after that I feel like I did something. Beforehand I was actually having heartbeat. I was actually having things coming in my head. Oh, if this happened, if that happened, what are people gonna be saying about me? Okay? But when I took an action, it was more likely kind of a thing that I was relaxed. And I realized the fact that it's not about the people who are judging you. It's about you, yourself, judging. Okay? You, yourself, judging a lot. Okay? So, that really matters. If you give yourself a freedom to speak, a freedom to share your message, and don't care about perfection. Rather, more focused on delivery, more focused on learning how to improve, taking positive feedback, taking active feedback, either it's positive or negative, and seeing how to actually improve the step. I definitely believe that you will be improving ahead. Okay, so I have two in the chat box if you actually love the conversation, and I do have a special bonus for you guys, and that is there is 7-step confidence building checks that I made. There was a serious problem with me in terms of building confidence, and I hosted the workshops previously as well. But the problem was what I personally face is like there are a lot of entrepreneurs who want to build stuff online, but they are not able to speak, but they're not able to share their message. They're not able to because like, they're not confident enough. There was a major problem that I personally see, and I got the feedback from them. I thought, how can I actually help them out? Because this was with me as well. I was also camera shy guy. So as we are moving ahead in our lives, content creation is a digital currency. Facebook is actually monetized. All the other social handles are actually monetized. Okay. The thing is how you can build your personal brand and how you can actually move forward.